Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel at Learning. So today I'm going to solve exercise for chapter 1. So if you have seen my previous videos, then you will understand the theory behind this chapter. So this is a little on. So just we have finished some basic things about C programming, and we will do some questions about this. And first of all, I have promised to all of you that I will solve as many questions as possible. So let's start today. And one thing, if you haven't seen my previous video, then I will add the link in the description below. You can check it out. So you can start from the beginning. I have shown everything, and so for today's solution I will use VS Code. I have already shown make a video how to install VS Code. I will also add that link in the description below, so you can check it out. So now let's solve this problem. Okay, so to solve this problem, first of all we need to create a folder and open it. So in desktop you can see that I have created a folder C programming. So I have already opened my VS Code. So now let's open that folder. So click here, then go to desktop. Okay, so I am opening that folder here. Okay, so you can see this is the previous videos, our first C program. I have explained all of these things. So for now let us just create a new file. So the file name we can write this way, that chapter 1 underscore question 1, right, dot c. I have already said that all the files should be in dot c extension. This is indicating that we are writing C program, right? So the file name is ch1 means chapter 1 and question 1. So hit enter. So our C program has already the C file has been already created. So let us understand what is the question here. Okay, so the question is Ramesh basic salary is input through the keyboard. So we have to take input through the keyboard, that is basic salary. So I have already show you in the previous video that to take input we have to use what we have to use. Sorry, just a second. Scanf function, right? So to take the input I will use scanf function. Then his dearness allowance. So first of all we will create a variable for basic salary. Okay, to store the basic salary, which we will take input from the keyboard, right? Then there will be another variable for dearness allowance, right? And there will be another variable house rent allowance, right? And the final is we have to calculate gross salary. Okay, so we have to create 1 variable, 2 variable, 3 variable and 4 variable. So maybe you are confused what is this variables and all this. So I have explained in the previous video, but when I am solving any question I will explain as much as possible. So let us understand what is variable. So in your home or maybe in your personal life you use many type of bucket or tray or container type of things, right? So to create water, store water, you maybe have bottle, right? To keep your pen, maybe you have a pen box. So if you say that why we are using why we use many types of variable, as you have seen in the previous video, that we use integer type, float type, then character type, right? So here you can verify that we cannot keep our water in the pen box, right? To keep water we have to use bottle type of things, right? Container, right? So likewise we have to use pen box to write pen type of things, right? And there may be many other things. You use other type of container to keep other type of things in there. So basically we use many types of container to just separate our things, right? So that we cannot be confused. In our programming case, the same things happen here. We use many type of container, and here the container is the type of variable. Like if we want to store something type integer, then we will use the container name integer. This is a integer container and we will use only integer, right? Like this is a pen box, we will write, we will keep pen only there, right? So here pen, and here what? Here just integer, and this integer means we are using the pen box, right? So for float we will create some variable y, maybe any name you can use. So we will keep there only float type of variable, right? Likewise here we are using bottle indicates that we will keep there water only. So float indicates that we will keep real type of constant here, right? And character, likewise character ch, any name you can give in spite of ch. So character maybe this type of things, right? Okay, so let us solve our problem. So first of all, there is a basic what you can say, there is a basic type of structure sorry, for C. So the basic is let me write as include stdio.h, then int main and array. So this is our basic structure. Inside this we will use all the things, right? You can remember that stdio means standard input output. We use this standard library for printf and scanf function, right? In the previous video. If the previous things is not very much clear to you, don't worry, I will solve many questions so that all that concept will be clear to you more and more by just doing with me. So if you want to write yourself this code, then this you want to solve this problem, then you can pause the video and solve the problem, then later you can verify with me, right? Okay, so if you want to do it yourself, then you can pause the video and do it yourself, but if you want to follow me, then you follow me. Okay, so this is the basic structure we will follow, and if anything need, then we will discuss that at that time when we need that, and for now we need these things only. Okay, so I have said you that we need four variables, right? One for basic salary, one for dearness allowance, one for house rent allowance, and one for gross salary. So four variables I need. And one thing I want to tell you, I want to suggest you that when you are creating variable, you write it as much clear as possible for your understand purpose. And this is the first time you are writing code, so this should be description type, means you write the full name, not the shortcut, so that you can understand your code when you later come to see this type of code, right? Okay, so this will help you if you uh, write all the names descriptive type. Okay, so we need four variables. And what type of variables is this, right? So you can see this is a 40%, 20%. So let us use float type of variable. Why float type of variable? Because we first we take four variables. Okay, so float, one is, I am writing here short, and in the program I will write in full form. Okay, basic salary for BS. Then I have mentioned in the previous video that if you sorry, maybe I have not mentioned, but I am mentioning here that if you want to take many variables which is same type, then you can write it using comma. So I want to take more than one variables which is same type, and that type is float type. Okay, so I am taking the type float, then using comma I am writing this first of basic salary, then dearness allowance DA, then house rent allowance HRA, and gross salary GS. Okay, so this is my four variable, and I will store all the things inside there. So BS should be input from the keyboard, right? In according to the question. DA, what is DA? DA is a 40%. So 40% means 40 by 100, right? Or we can say 0.4, right? This is sorry, this is 40% means these things, right? But DA is what? DA is dearness allowance is 40% of basic salary. So whatever is the basic salary BS, dearness allowance will be this, right? So BS, basic salary, into 0.4, right? Means 40% of basic salary. Likewise HRA will be 20%, means 0.2, right? Into of which 20% of basic salary. So of basic salary means into BS. Of means of basic salary means you can write into BS. Okay, so then we will calculate the gross salary, right? So to calculate the gross salary, what we will do? Gross salary, we will add all of these things: basic salary, plus what? Dearness allowance plus household rent allowance, right? So this will be our gross salary. Okay, but in this case this will be input from the keyboard. So let us write this in code. Okay, so I will take four variables which is of type float, because we need here float type of things, right? You can see there the calculation will be in float type. So don't be confused about this type things. I have explained a little here, but in previous in future video I will explain full in full details what is type, how we why we use type. Okay, all of these things, everything will be clear day by day. Okay, so float. So basic salary, I have told you that I will flow the camel casing naming. So and I will write everything in detail so that we can understand if we again come here and want to understand the program. So basic salary, then dearness allowance, right? Then house rent allowance, and the last is gross salary, right? So this is our 4 variables. If you are having some problem to see this, okay, these things you can write separately, right? Like this, plot this, then plot this way. Okay, but every statement should be ended by a semicolon, right? So this statement is ended by a semicolon, this is on statement ended by a semicolon, this is on statement, right? I have explained this in the previous video. You can refer that video, the link is in the description. So you can write this way also. You can write if the variables, all the variables are same type, then you can write them in online like this, right? Okay, so we have to take the input from the keyboard of basic salary, right? So first of all, we can just use scanf, right? Scanf. So inside scanf, this is the scanf. Inside scanf, what we have to mention the string type, which string format means which type of variable we are taking input. So in this case you can see float type of variable. So float type of variable, for float type of variable we use %f, right? This indicates that we are taking float type of variable as input. Then we have to mention where we are taking that, right? So address of this basic salary, right? Okay, right? Okay, so you have to end it by a semicolon, remember this. So let us save command is and run this program. Is it working or not? So you can see this is working, right? The program has executed successfully. So in this case we cannot see that the program is asking for input, right? Nothing is printed there. So what we can do, we can write a print statement in the above the scanf line, right? So that we can understand the program is waiting for the input, right? So why we use printf statement? To print something in the console, right? In the display or screen. So what we should write here, enter the basic salary, right? So now let us check, save and run. So enter the basic salary, right? So we have to enter the basic salary. Okay, so this is working, right? Now so we got our basic salary. So we have got our basic salary. Now we have to calculate our DA. What is DA? Dearness allowance, right? So we are here to calculate dearness allowance, right? So dearness allowance is what? You can write this also like this, 40 by 100. So forward slash means 100 in C programming, okay, into BS, basic salary, right? Basic salary, right? So you can write this thing also, or you can write 0.4 into this, right? Okay, then we have to calculate house rent allowance, right? So let's calculate is house rent allowance is 20%, so 2 by 100 into basic salary, right? So we have calculated household house rent allowance, dearness allowance. So these two things we have calculated. Now we want to calculate gross salary. So what is gross salary? I have written already here, the sum of all the basic salary, dearness allowance and house rent allowance. Okay, so sorry. So gross salary is what? Basic salary plus dearness allowance. So dearness allowance plus house. So you can see in BS code, when the word is matching, it is recommending me, right? So if it recommend, then you can just hit return or enter key. In Mac you hit the return key, and in Windows you hit the enter key. Okay, then comma. So we have calculated our things. Now how we can understand that everything is going right? So let us save and run. Okay, so I am entering 1000. So you can see the program has successfully executed, but we are not able to see anything. So how can we see that? So to see that, we can write some print statement, right? So that we can see what we have got, right? So let us write some print statement, printf. So first thing is the format string. So what we are printing first? We want to print basic salary. Okay, so the basic salary is equal to this. So what is going to be the basic salary? That is a float type, right? So we have to give the format string of format %f, because this is a float type of variable. Now we, after printing these things, we want that the next output should print in the next line. So \n, I have already told you. So %f means what? Basic salary. So basic salary means this one, this variable. So we have to write that basic salary. Okay, so this will print the basic salary. Okay, so now you can copy this. I am copying and pasting, but in your case you should not do this, because you are writing fast C programming. So if you write as much as possible, then you will understand that in a better way. So next thing is, first was basic salary, next thing is dearness allowance, right? So I have to edit this. Dearness allowance, right? Dearness allowance is type %f, means float. It is okay. Then is it okay? No, because we want to print here dearness allowance, right? So we have to edit this also. Dearness allowance. Here we want to print house rent allowance, right? So house rent allowance is this, right? So the type is float. The variable is what? Is this on? No. this one, right? House rent allowance. So we have to edit this also, house rent allowance, right? And this is what, this is the last one, right? We have printed the three things, and this is the gross salary, right? So gross salary type, which type of percentage F, right? Plot. So this is also plot, and the variable is gross salary, so we have to write here gross salary. Okay, so is everything fine? Percentage F, whatever we are writing want to print here, that type should be here and the variable should be here, and everything other than this format string, everything will be printed whatever you have written there. These things will be printed as you have written. Okay, all of these things inside this invited comma, everything will be written as you have write here, but the format string should replace the variable. This format string should replace this variable. Okay, this variable, right? So if we do not write this \n, everything will be printed first this one, next this one, next this one in one line. But if you use \n, then first will be printed this one, then in second line this one, then in after that new line this, then in a new line this. Okay, so \, means print in a new line. Okay, so this will print, then there will be a new line, starting will be new line, means this line is printing \, means it is saying that the next print should be in a new line, so this will be in a new line. Then this is printing, and this is saying that next, this \, saying that next line should be start from a new line, so this will start from a new line. Then this \, is telling that next line should be start from a new line, so this will be start from a new line. And the last one, this will say that the next thing should be printed in a new line, but there is nothing printing after that, so up to this will be printed. Okay, so let us check. First of all, save this program and then enter then run it. Okay, so enter the basic salary. So I am click here, then enter. I am entering basic salary as 1200. Okay, so enter. The basic salary is 1200. The dearness allowance is, what is the problem here? Okay, so in place of this 4500, you should write what? You should write 0.4, and here you should write 0.2. So now save and run, then 1200. So this is printing, right? So what was the problem? What was the problem before? Why this was not printing? So this was not printing due to that divided rule. So in C programming there is a special case with this divide rule. We are dividing 40 by 100, right? So this will give us 0. Why? So I will explain this in the next video, but for sorry, not next video, when this is necessary I will explain. But if I explain this now, then it will be difficult for you to understand. But for now you just think that you should enter in this way. Okay, so these things I will explain in later, when I will see that this is necessary to discuss now. That time I will discuss all these things, so don't be worried about this previous about this previous output that it was printing 0, that was because we was writing this way. Okay, so this way we should not write. The reason behind it I will explain when it is necessary. So for now you can understand this and you can verify your program. Okay, so thank you being with me, and if you like this video, please subscribe my channel and hit the like button to support me. Thank you all.